We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life. What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with part 10 of How to Feel Good. It's unconditional appreciation. That's the topic for today. Unconditional appreciation. Oh man, well, we just got done in part 9 talking about the power of gratitude. Right? And gratitude and appreciation are very similar. So we want to talk about that next step, the next phase. And I hope the last phase was enlightening and a wonderful experience. Feel free to do it every day. It's not going to hurt you, and it's certainly going to help you. But what's the next step? Unconditional appreciation. So the first thing I want to talk about here is that in many instances, we put our appreciation, our gratitude, behind a wall. What does that mean? Well, we say those ever so dangerous words. 2 little letters. I-F. Now that's an interesting way to split them up, but I'll let you carry that a little forward. I-F, right? If. Right? And this is where we're going to start. I'm going to just draw a line here. I-F are the words that we want, or the letters that we want to pay attention to. When we talk about unconditional appreciation, these 2 little letters come up, and they are I-F. If. I will appreciate you if you love me. I will appreciate you if you do this for me. Or if you do that for me. Well, I'll appreciate you if it turns out right. If not, forget it. If it doesn't go the way I want to, forget it. Not going to happen. If is an interesting situation. When we start talking about unconditional appreciation, those 2 little letters, I-F, start to manipulate how our ability to be grateful comes across, how our self starts to be grateful or not grateful. And so what we want to do is we want to start to manage this if. No, I'll appreciate you if. I'll appreciate that if. How many times have you been in a situation where you have heard somebody next to you say, well, I'll be happy if. Well, now, interesting thing. In a strange turn of events, we remember back to episode 8, right? Part 8, where we said, no one and no thing. Well, okay, so this is the next piece. No one and no thing can make me feel anything, including gratitude. Gratitude is a feeling that can actually overflow you with energy. When you're so thankful, when somebody gave you something that was outside of your means and you were so grateful, do you remember the power of it overwhelmingly energizing you? It's amazing. Gratitude is amazing. And you know what? Appreciation, right, is that gratitude. And if you have an if attached to it, oh, you're headed down a dangerous road, a very slippery slope, as they say. And so what we want to do is we want to limit the number of ifs. I will appreciate this if. In fact, if we can just take those out, that would be lovely. It's going to take some practice to get rid of the ifs. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, we're going to look at 2 things. We're going to look at our outside world. Okay, outside world. And we're going to say, okay, how can I get rid of the ifs from my outside world? Now, outside world is anything that's not inside, anything you're looking at. Okay, I will be happy if I'm warm, not cold. Okay, I'll be happy if I'm cold, not warm. Okay, well, all of those ifs. I'll be happy if you do this for me. If you go get me a drink, I'll be happy. I'll be sad if you do this. We use this to try to manipulate people. And little by little, as we grow older, when we start as kids, we start to try to manipulate that. Maybe you learned that from people before you, whoever that might be. Maybe you learned to try to manipulate those around you, to try to manipulate them to give you what you want so that you could be happy. But here's the thing. What if you didn't have to manipulate them to do that? What if at a certain point you actually come to the realization, which might be right now, that, I would have to control a lot of things. In fact, it may be out of my possibility to control all things. You see, the more things you have to juggle and control, the less likely you are to be happy. And this is where power mongers come into play, right? They start to control one thing and they say, well, if you do this, then I'll be happy. And they go, oh, I like that power. I like that control. If you do this and if you do that, and if everybody does these things to make me happy, if I can just control all of it, then I'll be happy. And then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And yet you have the power to feel good. You have the power to be happy. You also have the power to be sad. In fact, these emotional states are your navigation system to understand that you are headed towards your personal legend, towards the things that you have set out that you would like to experience in this world and maybe achieve as part of your experience. And so when we start talking about the outside world and the ifs, if we could just get rid of the ifs, right? If we could just get rid of the ifs. It's not if you do this. It's not if you do that. It's not if you act the right way. It's not if I get this car. It's not if I get that boat. It's not if. It is just I can be. I can be grateful. I don't need anything outside of me to be grateful, to feel gratitude. And this is proven over and over again with the people that we've looked up to throughout history that have achieved great things. You can find the stories in the great books out there. You can find great biographies of wonderful people achieving amazing things when they pulled down the walls of that outside world and they stopped doing if. Okay, the other one is this. Inside. Inside is the big one. You see, many of you have ifs. I'll be happy if I get this right. I'll be happy if I can actually accomplish that thing, whatever that thing is. You put these conditional requests to yourself. And what you don't realize is that if you can start with the power of gratitude and have unconditional appreciation for you, if you could appreciate you and know that you are worthy, you are amazing, you have superpowers beyond your imagination, and I know you do, and you're saying, you don't know me, Michael. Yes, I do. I do know you. I do know that you have the power of the human spirit inside of you. You have the power of the human being inside of you, and you have something amazing to offer the world, whether that world is one or two people around you or whether that world is millions of people that you are going to affect. But I do know that there is something inside you, and there is no if attached to it. It is just when you choose to have unconditional appreciation for yourself, for what you are capable of, for what you don't even know you are a capable person to accomplish. But you have some amazing things. You have a superpower inside of you, and I don't know what that is because maybe we have not met. But I do know you have that superpower, and there hasn't been a person I haven't been able to dig their superpower out of them, even when they couldn't see it, even when their eyes were blinded to it. So I know you have it. I know you have something. And all we have to do is unlock the unconditional appreciation. So for today's exercise, you're going to start to look at the world and say, you know what? I just appreciate you. I appreciate this. I appreciate that. I appreciate that chair because, just because. Just because. And that's it. No more ifs. Just appreciation for yourself and for the things that you have in your world and for the world as a whole. And you will be amazed as we practice this unconditional appreciation for one day. One day, I just want you to experience this for one day where you go, you know what? Not an if. I'm just going to appreciate that. That's it. No ifs. Let's take away the ifs. So for one day, I just want you to put the focus into it. You can do this from the morning when you get up. I want you to spend that day, and you're going to put a little card and write a card and put it next to your bed, and write a card and put it next to where you brush your teeth, and write a card and put it in your car, and write a card and put it on your computer, wherever you work. And that computer is going to have IF crossed out. And you're going to write unconditional appreciation. And all you have to do is remind yourself, I appreciate it no matter what. That's it. I'm going to appreciate you no matter what. You know what? Employee or boss or person that cuts me off on the freeway, you know what? I appreciate that you cut me off. Wait, what? Yes. I appreciate that you cut me off because you know what? I don't know your circumstance. Maybe your wife was pregnant in the car and it was all you could do to get her to the hospital as fast as you could, so that you could save that baby. I don't know your situation, but you know what? It's not for me to know. It's only for me to know that I can appreciate everything that's happening. And this is an interesting state, and this will challenge you to the core. Guys, I'm so excited that you're here and listening and part of this How to Feel Good series. And I'm excited that you've joined me for this because you know what? You're here for a reason. I would like to hear about your experience. Was it hard? Was it difficult? Go and do this for a day and let me know. Write them in the comments below. And of course, if you haven't liked or subscribed to the video and you're enjoying this, please slap the like button. Leave some comments. Let us know. Let the Magic for Life team know that we're doing some great things for you. We sure appreciate you being here, and we appreciate it even if you don't hit the like button. And even if you don't subscribe. But we're excited that you're here right now. And if you know somebody that would maybe benefit from this series, please share it with them. We would appreciate that. Guys, we will see you on the next episode. Hey lifers, have you ever been taught the skill set of feeling good? Most people haven't. It's so easy to fall into the trap of going through life not feeling good, or even worse, feeling mediocre. You don't have to settle. You don't have to let social media dictate how you feel. You don't have to give up your control over your life to other people in the world. It's time to take back control of how you feel. It's time to learn the skills of how to feel good, on purpose, on demand, and most importantly, from the inside out. I'm on a mission to help people just like you take back your life, grab a hold of your personal legend, and take your daily experiences to the next level. You can feel good on purpose. You don't need Netflix. You don't need food. You don't need anything outside of yourself. You can feel good on demand because you decided to, and because it's a skill set. You can practice, get better at, and even master that skill set. You can feel good from the inside out. You don't need things, situations, or people to be responsible for making you feel anything. If you're ready, and maybe even if you're not, this is your chance to change your stars, to change your life at the most fundamental level, how you feel. Join me for the upcoming Feel Good Challenge. I challenge you right now, come and learn the skill set you should have been taught as a child. Take the Feel Good Challenge, take the rest of your life back. Go to takethefeelgoodchallenge.com right now and sign up while you still can. That's takethefeelgoodchallenge.com. We'll see you there.